for you, and it's a campaign ad that has some people thinking it's too nasty to even be shown on television, but we'll play it for you, and we'll also introduce you to the man behind that ad, and we'll let you decide for yourself. All of that, much more, coming up on this busy Friday edition of Hannity and Colmes, just 39 days till Election Day.
What kind of congressman would try to deny our soldiers the body armor they need to save their lives? The answer is your congressman, Brad Miller. That's right, Brad Miller did not vote for the appropriation that paid for improved body armor for our troops. But Brad Miller has no trouble spending your money. He would just rather spend it on sex. That's right. Instead of spending money on sickle cell research, Brad Miller voted to spend your money to study the sex lives of Vietnamese prostitutes in San Francisco. Instead of spending money on cancer research, Brad Miller spent your money to study the masturbation habits of old men. Brad Miller spent your tax dollars to study something called the bisexual, transgendered, and two-spirited Aleutian Eskimos, whoever they are. Brad Miller even spent your tax dollars to pay teenage girls to watch pornographic movies with probes connected to their genitalia. Brad Miller pays for sex, but not for body armor for our troops. If Miller had better priorities, you wouldn't be having to hear this.
Joining us now is the candidate behind that ad. That's Republican congressional candidate for the 13th District, North Carolina, Vernon Robinson. Vernon, welcome to the program. What do you say to those people that say, whoa, that's hard-hitting, even crosses a line? What do you say to them?
Well, Sean, actually, we never put that out as an ad. We sent it around for comment, and somebody put it on YouTube. I was concerned that we shouldn't have some of those words where they might be heard by children or mixed company, actually. And the feedback I got confirmed that. But we stand wholeheartedly by the content. Congress shouldn't be funding those studies, and Brad Miller shouldn't be gallivanting around instead of doing what he's supposed to be doing when Congress is in session, which is voting for body armor.
You know, look, as long as an ad, in my mind, is factual, I think every candidate has a right to be hard-hitting, and frankly, I think it's particularly refreshing when it does happen. But you can back up every one of those claims, and that in fact that he voted for the appropriations of such things. Does he dispute the ad? Does he dispute the accuracy at all?
Well, since it's never been aired,
well, it's out there now. It's been out there
on YouTube. He just says it's outrageous. He never, whether he's talking about illegal immigration or all the other issues like sponsoring legislation to give foreign homosexuals
Mr. Robinson, your ad is disputed.
He never deals with the substance of the
Let's deal with the substance of the ad. It's Alan Combs, New York, sir. The idea, you said that he tried to deny the troops body armor. Tell me exactly how did he try to deny the troops body armor?
Well, he didn't vote for the appropriation.
That's not voting for a bill because he was on a trip to Iraq at the time, is not trying to deny the troops body armor. That's a factual inaccuracy, sir.
Well, no, that's not a factual inaccuracy. And Alan, you know that Congress is in session 6 months to vote for appropriations. And they're out on recess 6 months where they can go on trips and junkets. And the reality is that Brad Miller doesn't sit on any of the relevant committees, appropriations, foreign affairs.
But that's not trying to deny troops body armor. That's a misrepresentation. And by the way,
that's not a misrepresentation.
Well, you said
because
earlier,
he votes against the troops repeatedly.
He was on a trip to Iraq at the time and missed one vote. And you're trying to hold.
He was on a trip to Iraq. And why was he on that trip? He wasn't on a committee.
You also said that you were upset about children hearing language in that ad. You say at the end of that ad that John Vernon Robinson and I approve of this message. So if you were so concerned about the language of that ad, why would you have said that at the end of the ad?
Again, we're getting off topic here.
No, that is the topic. You said you didn't like the language, but you approved of the ad.
He doesn't sit on any relevant committee. The reality is he was over in Iraq doing a photo op.
We talked about that, sir. Now I'm asking you the next question. Why you say you approve of an ad after you just said you didn't like the language in it because it might offend kids. So which is it?
He was over in Iraq doing
Why are you ignoring my
question?
Well, you're ignoring my question. Why is that?
Doing photo opportunities.
Sir, I'm asking you a question about why you say you approve an ad that you just a moment ago said could be offensive to kids.
Well, I stand by the content of the ad. I would have voted for the Toomey amendments to get rid of all of those ridiculous spending. We had teenage college girls being paid to watch pornographic movies and measure their arousal. That's ridiculous.
Vernon, we got to run. Appreciate you being with us. Thank you for being on board. And coming up was a teenage girl denied access to a university journalism program because she's white. We'll tell you about that story. We'll debate it. By the way, then.